Hello and welcome to Hard Talk in the City. I am Irene Baguma. Today we're talking about a celebration that continues to grow in popularity and importance across the nation. And right here in Mountain House, that is Juneteenth. We want to bring you an overview of the upcoming Mountain House Juneteenth celebration taking place on Saturday, June 20th at Central Community Park, along with some of the history behind Juneteenth and a special focus on the Humble Place Ranch, which will be featured at this year's event. Joining me today are Mountain House Vice Mayor Ronna Green.
Hi, hello.
And Mignon Seales Sims, founder of the Humble Place Ranch. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Ronna, for viewers who might not be familiar with this, what is Juneteenth and why is it important to the city?
Juneteenth is a celebration of freedom. Juneteenth is a combination of two things, the month of June and the date, June 19th, which represents the time when the last African-American slaves in Texas received the word that they had been freed 2 years prior in 1863. So that's what Juneteenth is. It's a combination of the month and the day, Juneteenth.
Okay, thank you for that. So would you say it's primarily a black holiday or an American holiday?
It is all of the above. It is absolutely an American holiday. That is a misconception with a lot of people, is that it is a holiday just celebrated by African Americans or that it's a black holiday, but it's actually a celebration of freedom because everyone was not free until 1865. So it should be celebrated by all cultures that know that slavery was a part of American history and that it should never be a part of American history again. It is about family, it's about community, it's culture, but it's absolutely American history, and everybody is welcome to celebrate Juneteenth. We actually welcome it. We welcome it.
Absolutely. I think we should all celebrate freedom.
I think we should too. And I like that you say that, Irene, because if there was one word that I can use to describe the holiday is freedom. You know, we confuse two things. We confuse independence and freedom to be the same thing, but they're not. Freedom is something totally different that we all deserve.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ronna. So why is it important for a diverse and growing community like Mountain House to recognize this day, Juneteenth?
Because even though the majority of enslaved people in history in America were African, but we weren't the only ones. And that fight was to free all people. It was not just exclusive for African American in American history. When freedom became available for all, it didn't just free black people. It freed Mexicans, it freed Chinese, it freed Native Americans. Freedom was not free until every culture was free. So it's not just a black holiday, but we do, it is such an honored holiday for me. So, because freedom is so important.
Absolutely. It is an honorable holiday.
It is.
Okay, so do you know how the celebration started here in Mountain House?
Well, I do. I do happen to know how it started here at Mountain House. Juneteenth in Mountain House was a vision that I had for a few years before we were able to implement it. And not just me, myself, It was a group effort, and really, I had brought the idea to then a board member because we were still a community service district. But once it became a federal holiday, then we were able to, gave us a little bit more push behind it. So myself and board member Bernice King Tingle worked hard together and brought it to the city. And because we already had a Music in the Park on that same Juneteenth weekend, it really was, I won't say an easy transition, but that's how we were able to incorporate Juneteenth into Music in the Park and really try to bring awareness to the Mountain House community, since we are such a diverse community. And just really wanted to bring some more information, history. You'll learn from Mignon, one of the reasons why we wanted to celebrate Black cowboys in American history. One of the things we always do is we celebrate different individuals, and we have different themes every year, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's been very successful.
Yeah, that's a
and
beautiful
accepted.
thing. Yes. And as it grows, would you say it's meant more to the community each year as it grows with these different themes?
I do believe that it means more to the community. I think the more our community begins to understand that it is a part of American history, then, sometimes when you don't understand something until you get the understanding of why it's important, then you don't really, you kind of really don't know. But it's not just bringing information to Mountain House, but it's bringing information and celebration and community to the surrounding areas in San Joaquin County. And so we try to partner with other cities and, to support not just our efforts, but their efforts too.
Yeah, that's true, because I've heard a few people from Tracy saying they want to come to the Mountain House Juneteenth.
Yeah, they've been a great support, as we support them. We try to support each other. It's about unity.
Yes.
And community.
And culture.
And culture and family, and you know what I mean? I look at our Juneteenth as just a big family reunion, and family is all different shades, colors, backgrounds, right?
Yeah, true. All right. So, what can residents expect this year? And what are you excited about?
You know what, I tell you, I've been excited about this Juneteenth. I've been excited about all of them, but for some reason, this one just feels, it feels like home. It feels, I'm excited to have the Humble Place Ranch participate. I have been, we talked about another event, which is the Black Rodeo, the Bill Pickett Rodeo. I have been a cowgirl at heart my whole life, so just to be able to, again, it's family reunion, right? It's your friends, it's your family, it's the horses, it is the horses. It's just, I can't really, I don't know if you can feel my excitement,
yes, I do.
Because I'm trying to find the right words, to put into it. But I just feel like this year we have other people now that have joined with the committees, great ideas. We have the youth participating, which we always try to incorporate the youth into our programs and stuff. So I just think as it grows and, I don't know, Irene, I can go on, but I'm not going to. I'll let
chat
you
about it later.
chat about it later.
So, Mignon.
Hello.
Hi, Mignon, beautiful name.
Thank you.
Yes, Mignon, tell us about the Humble Place Ranch and what inspired you and your family to create it.
It's probably one of my most favorite places on earth. It is a place of peace. It is a place where anyone that of any age, any level of ability can come and visit and participate, learn something, or just be. Of course, the horses are there, so that's the main attraction, but it's a place where people can connect with the horses or the animals, connect with one another. We do several community events there, so it's really in the name, Humble Place Ranch. We mentor, we teach about agriculture, leadership, emotional intelligence, really life skills. So primarily for children, but adults learn something new too when they visit, and they don't leave the same. Everyone that steps foot on that ranch leaves with something that they can carry with them for the rest of their life.
Okay. What inspired your love for horses and ranch life?
They're wonderful creatures. I'm from Oakland originally, and so if anyone said, told me that I would be a part of cowboy culture, Black cowboy culture, riding horses, I'd probably laugh at them because it just seems so far off, but it feels so natural. I love being grounded. I love being connected with the horses. They are not just very intelligent creatures, they're very in tune with human emotion. And so it's a place of peace, and it's something that's brought much joy to myself and to my family, and we just want to share that with as many people as possible.
Okay. Thank you. So your programs focus on horses, agriculture, mentorship, and community. What are people's experiences? What do they say when they leave the ranch or when they're there?
They always want to come back. We don't just have horses. We have sheep, goats, chickens. There's a farm on the property. There's always work to be done on the ranch. So there's ample opportunity to rest, but there's also ample opportunity to work. And that's why it benefits children so well, because it helps reinforce leadership, self-awareness, situational awareness, and learning new skills. So, and we eat lots of wonderful food too. That's part of the visit.
Yes.
Farm to table.
Yes. And there's something really fascinating when they pick fruit or vegetables from the garden or the trees, or they grab eggs, and we sit around the tree. There's a huge tree on the property that provides wonderful shade when it's super hot in Madera, but there's something special about that. And there's something special about the connection when you're doing that together. And so there's many people who have never had that sense of family or sense of community, or have never done those things. So they're having new experiences for the first time. So to answer your question, when they leave, most people almost always want to come back.
And makes me want to go.
Yeah, me too.
We're gonna have to go visit the ranch.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, with the kids.
It's funny that you mentioned the food, because that was actually how I was introduced to
Cowboy Donnell.
Cowboy Donnell at Black Rodeo in Los Angeles, and he was frying fish.
Okay.
And he was frying fish for all
Everybody.
the cowboys, and they came together. Everybody brought, different things, and it was family, and they came together, and we all broke bread together, and it was just, even there, it was just amazing. So I get that.
You can envision it.
I know that's why I feel like it was so natural for you guys to be here this year, because you represent everything that we're trying to bring to Mountain House, and that is a culture of family and community and peace and love.
Yes. I was reading about cowboys, and one thing I realized is that they have a sense of community, because when they would go out there into the fields and they would travel for days, they wouldn't win if they're not united. Whether they were white, Mexican, or black, or they had to be one. Because there's a lot out there that they would encounter.
Yes.
Environmental or physical attacks. So they had to develop that sense of community, which is coming through when you tell me.
And that same sense of, so the imminent danger isn't necessarily there, but that sense of community, connectedness is still there.
Yes.
So any given weekend, our neighbors will be there, and we all share food, resources. So that nothing's changed about that. I think it's gotten stronger. Our circle is very diverse, all ethnicities, all different backgrounds, socioeconomic status. None of that matters when we're together. It's all about the peace, the love, connectedness, and everyone contributing. So someone could bring everything, and another person could show up with nothing. But that person that appeared with nothing has the same as the person that came with everything, because we're family. And that's what I think, I'm so excited about this Juneteenth celebration, because the people who decide to come, they will experience that firsthand. They're going to love to see the horses, but they're going to experience a different type of joy that they haven't experienced before. That's what I'm most excited about.
What lessons do horses teach about leadership, responsibility, trust, perseverance, patience?
All of that. They're 1,200-pound animals. So first you have to have a deep respect for them, because you have to be safe. You have to pay attention to where you're stepping, where your feet are. That's why boots are so important. Pay attention to their movements. And so it doesn't force you to only have situational awareness, it forces you to have self-awareness. And quite often there are people, you can tell, low self-esteem or low confidence levels. And the more time they spend with the horses, because they have to have the situational and self-awareness, it teaches them not to only value the livestock or the horses, they begin to value themselves.
That's good.
They learn new things about themselves. They do things for the first time, so they're stretched. And so they may be fascinated by the horses, but when they leave, they're fascinated with themselves.
That's great. That's good.
Perseverance, it teaches integrity, because we have to rely on one another to be safe and to care for the horses. So it just, they stretch us all to become better people. You have to be strong, but also gentle. They're strong, but they're gentle. So we learn about ourselves as we learn about them.
You had posted something that I saw recently about how the horses, there was a picture of two horses, and one was swatting the flies with his tail from the other horse. I mean,
The formation. So it's just started to heat up. And so where there were no flies out there before, there's flies now. So that was something that I learned in the moment. A triangle, the 3 horses. And so it looks kind of odd at first, because your first thought is, why is that horse's head in the horse's butt? But as we paid attention, like you said, their tails. So that's how they covered one another. And so if you slow down enough and you pay attention to them, you learn lessons about life. That's why I posted that. Because like if we stand close enough to one another, if we're present enough for one another and we pay attention to each other, you may not have to articulate to me that you're experiencing a challenge, or it may be just a bad day. But if I'm paying attention to you, I'll just intrinsically know. And I'll do something about it. I'll cover you. I'll protect you in that moment. And that's what the horses are doing with the swishing of their tails. So there's life lessons in everything.
Yeah, so what's coming through is that they help enhance one's emotional intelligence.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay.